the sun brought a ride on my core. This is the moment you're meant to know.
Hello, my sunflowers. How are you? Well, I hope everything with you is copacetic. Well, I'm here to read on Beyonce. Now, Beyonce has been on my mind. She's been getting a lot of flack with her son, but with the little girl. I heard somewhere where they said the little girl is hyperactive. What is it? ADHD. I could definitely see a little bit of that, but I don't really, all I can say is this. When I think of the great Beyonce, I can't believe that's her thorn, her kids. When I think of the great Beyonce, I can't believe that her and Jay-Z have children that have broken wings. You know, it goes to show you that they have their own troubles. And maybe they stay together for the kids. But it shows me that nobody gets away with nothing in life. Nothing. And it just seems to me it would have to be a hard life. It's easy because you have money, but it just seems like it's a hard life when you have a son that you're hiding away from the world because you don't want him to be judged. It's hard when you show your daughter, you could see that she's hyper. You could see that, because at 6 years old, you could see that she could be a little hyper, but because they are twins, then they both had to been affected in one way or the other. I don't say this because I'm looking for fault with them. I would never touch that. But because it is a talk, I am inclined to believe at this point, I'm not going to sit up there and act like it's nothing. I'm going to say it out loud. I truly believe that there is something wrong with her children. I really do. I think the little girl has been more blessed, but I do think that she suffered with ADHD. I saw that. And because I have a nephew that is ADHD and that they get excited like that, she forget what to do. You could tell. And even though she's 6 years old, you can train a 6-year-old. So it just seems to me that when she gets on the stage and she gets around a lot of people, she just get pumped, amped. And forget all reason. She hugs her mom, she does, but it just seems to me the way that Beyonce holds her and hold her back, it just seems like comforting. And I know that it must be hard for Beyonce, one of the most beautiful women in the world, the richest woman, most powerful woman, and to have your two children as a thorn. And the world look at you to have everything perfect, and everything is perfect, but not your kids. And Blue Ivy seems so mature. It just makes me think, what have this little girl seen? What have she been exposed to? Because on that stage, she reminds me of a 17, 18-year-old girl. She is 13, but she doesn't seem like she had the mind of that. And it seems like she deals with her sister because when she reach out her hand, her sister come to her. Even though the grandmother's on the stage, she seemed like she deals with it a lot. And she just seemed so grown up to me, so mature. And her dancing has come a long way. She's turning day by day into a little Beyonce. Yes, she is starting to look just like a beautiful girl. But I've always thought she was pretty, a beautiful girl. And that's Beyonce number 3. Because Beyonce is her mother 1. Beyonce is 2. That's Beyonce 3. That is Beyonce. Blue Ivy is Beyonce. That's her lookalike. That's Beyonce number 3. So what I wanted to read on about that, I just wanted to talk about some things. Is there anything that I missed about Beyonce? Oh yeah, and they planning on moving to England. to get away. I guess a lot of the chatter here and business. What did you?
I was going to say, isn't there some rumor on the street that Beyonce might cut her tour?
Yeah, that's what I was going to talk about. That's what the reading is going to be about. There is a rumor that's saying, because they show some places where it's full. From the top to the bottom. I don't know if it's full, but full, like it's a lot of people. But then they show some places where it was pretty much scarce, and honestly, I have to tell you what I feel about this. I told you that Cowboy Carter only stayed on the top charts for 2 weeks. I said it. We followed the top charts, and I knew that it stayed there. And I feel as though they gave her this. They gave her this because they felt it, because of what Jay-Z said. However, if I was her, I would have held out and waited till I made another hit, because they was going to give it to her. But I don't feel as though this was one of her greatest albums that she should have got it. But it doesn't matter what I say. The people have spoken. And even though the tickets, I heard the tickets are down real low. I don't know. I don't know. I heard they were at giveaway prices, and that people still wasn't showing up. It boggles my mind how, well, not really. She's a great entertainer, but she's not good when it comes to selling her products.
Oh, yeah. Also on her Cowboy tour, not only is she doing Cowboy Carter, but she's doing other music that's not off the album.
Right, because it wasn't enough, and I knew that. And I know a lot of people think you don't like, I like Beyonce. I really do. But it just seems to me that this has got to be embarrassing, because she didn't expect it. She thought that, I don't know who talked to these people, how they could be so out of touch with what's going on, that giving that tour, I thought it was a bad idea. I didn't think that she should have did the tour. But she just gave one, and the tickets were outlandish. But now it's not even about the tickets. It's the people just not showing up. And we are hitting a financial recession in this country. And this was just not a time. But I think that they have financial issues. They're going through financial. And the only reason why Beyonce is working like this, in my opinion, is because they need the money. I did a reading on them once before that said she needs the money. I'm sure that they ain't begging for bread, but they need money, and they want to leave out the country. They don't want to live here. They're going to still have ties here, of course. They ain't trying to give up their citizenship, but I think that they want to move outside of the country. I heard that when it comes down to her tour, I heard that she might cut it short. I don't know how true it is, but I'm going to ask. I mean, there's been so many mishaps that went on the stage with props, and somebody hurt themselves, and people didn't come out. The show has been sloppy, like not thrown together, and things happen when you give shows like that. But for Beyonce, very seldom do you hear stuff like this happening. So that let me know that this show wasn't put together. It was thrown together at a last minute. You know what I mean? And she was suffering with props. They didn't have markings on the floor. Just a whole lot of rigmarole was going on with this show. So we'll see. Now, I want to know, is she thinking about canceling it? Or maybe not canceling it, but canceling some places. Because she's still making money. There's still a lot of people that show up. Yeah. She certainly didn't look like Jennifer Lopez show. Now, it didn't look like that. Okay? And Jennifer Lopez still performed. And but let's see what Beyonce is going to do. Let's see. What do you think, baby Cone?
Yes, let's see how she feels about this tour.
I'm sure it's a great disappointment. But she's still making money hand over fist. She's just not bringing in what she thought she was going to bring in. But she still have big people, go and see her. I saw Medea. Who played Medea? Tyler Perry with Tina. She got her support with Oprah Winfrey and Gail and all of them. So she has major support, but the rich people can't fill the stadium. She needs the regular people. She needs people like you and me to come out. And I think that we just got burned out over Beyonce. Mm-hmm. And like I said, the truth always come out in the wash. If that album was as big as it said it was, it would have sold out. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people claimed they was into country like that, but they really wasn't. And I told you that that album didn't stay up there but for 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. And at the time, what was the name of the people? That was Taylor Swift. And who stayed up there along was a male?
Sam Smith.
Sam Smith. And I'm telling you. And that's what I say. And this is no thing to Beyonce. But you know what? The proof is in the wash. At the end, it's already showing it. So however she got it, to me, call it karma, call it whatever you like. But whatever it is, the universe has spoken. And constantly, and not only that, she has a hair oil inside a regular store, Ultra or Sephora, I think. So she's coming down to the normal people. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Oh, so about this tour, I definitely see here the Hierophant. And when I think about the Hierophant, I think it's very spiritual. And I also think that like a benediction, like someone is doing a benediction, as in saying, conformity, as in meditating on what is the right thing to do. I think that she's making her mind up and what to do, because she could just be tired. I mean, she's been going for the last 2 to 3 years, So I definitely see this starts off with the Hierophant, with deep thought and deep prayer and wanting to do the right thing. Because my question is, do I think that I'm asking the cards, is she, because the rumors out on the street is allegedly that she's thinking about either cutting back on some of the dates or either cutting the show short. I don't know if she'll do that because she's still making money. Oh, I see the Fool. And I see the Hierophant. So just with those 2 cards alone, let me put this one out. Oh, I think that she feels as though doing this show was a big mistake. Mm. I feel as though right now, she feels as though she shouldn't have did it. She has regrets. You'll never see it. Everything is going wrong that can go wrong. I see that she feels as though that was a foolish thing to do this show. She probably didn't feel right about it anyway. And I don't know, these are arrows of moving forward or arrows of moving on. But it is something she's thinking about. Is she going to cut the show? Maybe not cut it, but those places that's not bringing in a lot, she may cancel those. I don't know, because like I said, I definitely see a moving away because it's not moving inward. If it was over here, it would be moving inward. But because it's in the future, it's moving out. So I don't know if she will cut her show. I'm not quite sure on that, but she might, places that's not doing good, she might cancel those. What do you think?
Yeah, that would make sense.
That would make sense to me. I'm not saying she would, but let's just go ahead on and see. Over top of, oh my goodness, she got a lot going on with her. Over top of her, there's the hobby. I really feel Beyonce feel regretful doing this show. I think that she's humiliated. I feel as though she's embarrassed. I feel as though she have a lot of thought because she is a person that is perfectionist. So for this to happen, this has really dug into her ego. She probably thought that this wasn't a good thing to do, and her husband probably encouraged her to do it, and whoever, probably people around her encouraged her to do it. She probably didn't want to do it, and now she's dealing with this. And I'm feeling as though this woman have a lot of deep thoughts going on with her spiritually, emotionally, and physically. And I think that she walked out and did this show not like she didn't prepare like she did for the other show. It seemed like it was a little rushed because the mirror thing or the fans that she had no longer is there because she almost got attacked by it. So I mean, it's just what's going wrong is going wrong. And beneath her, I just see lovers. So I'm just thinking maybe it was something her husband need. Maybe because they need that money. Whatever it is, I don't think that she wanted to do it. I think that she was coerced into doing it and they needed the money and she did it. And I feel as though she went against her better judgment. I think she went against her better judgment, being persuaded, thinking it was going to do good, just living off of all the years she gave shows. Never once have she faced where the people said, we had enough of you and your prices. And I don't really think it is all about the prices either. I just think it is the times in which we lived in. People just saw her 2 years ago. I just feel as though it's too much too soon. And I think that she's not hearing the heart of the people, but she hear it now. And I do think that she's humiliated. This is a disaster. She is not happy. She knows the show is not good. And for that, she might cancel it. She might. However, like I said, it's still lucrative. She's still making money. She's still pulling in money. She's still pulling in millions. So she's making money off of the shows. But it's just the thing. You're this big star. Everywhere you go, you just sell out. You get the top price for your tickets. And for the first time, it's like they're not showing up for you. You have to go inside and ask yourself, why? Why? Overload. And because she doesn't have a connection with her people, with her followers, she doesn't have a connection. But as you can see, she's bringing Blue more out on the stage. She's bringing Rumi. So she's sharing her life, but it's just too late. Mm-hmm. We've seen Rumi. If you really want to do something grand, you should bring your son out. That would do it for who he is and what he is. That would turn it around for her. Mm-hmm. What do you think?
Most definitely.
I think she's bringing Rumi out, but it appears to be that she's ashamed, not ashamed of her son like I'm ashamed of him, different degrees of ashamed. Like I said, when I think of Beyonce, you look at her as being flawless. And yet she has these twins, and yet one of them have a really broken wing, and you don't want the world to see it. So you are a part of you is not a shame, but it is a shame. You understand? Mm-hmm. Because you won't share with the world and say, this is my son, because that's that ego. You understand? And if you hide it, the more she hides is the more that the world wants to know. And even though you've given us Rumi months ago. So we know Rumi, and you're letting us see Rumi in her state, you know. But you're not showing us, what's the name of her son?
Let me double check.
His name is, as good as I know his name, Sir.
Ah, yes.
Sir. Mm-hmm. You're not showing us Sir. And the people want to know. And there's nothing wrong with that, I don't think. And it's nothing wrong with her hiding him. But it's just ridiculous at this point. I think that if she brought Sir out, even just one time, I think it would turn everything around. I think it would turn everything around for her. You know, I see a cup. It just seems like on this side, she's leaving. It just seemed like she might cut this show short or come up with a reason. I don't know. Because what do you see? Everything is leaving.
Yeah, moving on.
It's moving on. And here, it's like, here with this queen, it's like I get the feeling that this was not the right time. She sees it now, but it's too late. But because she is a true performer, and she is one of our greatest performers. She's up there with the Michael Jackson, the Janet Jackson, and so many other, the Prince. There's so many great performers that has died and still living today. And I just see a disaster here in her past. I think that she's doing this because they're trying to make money. They want to move out the country. And I also see a lot of moving on. But I see here is that she's even looking in the direction of moving on. She's looking, for me, she's looking over there. So it's like a part of her. So I think if anything else go wrong, she might start canceling shows. I think that she realized this wasn't the right thing to do at this time. But you're in it. And she does love her fans. And I think that she's going to do as many shows as she can. But I do think if she cancel early, I wouldn't be surprised. I can't say that she will, but the cards are looking like she's expediting or cutting it down some.
Mm-hmm.
You know, do you know how many shows she has left?
Oh, let me see.
Because I definitely see, look, you see the 8 of Wands, you see the Knight of Pentacles, and they are all leaving out. They're all moving away. And you see the Queen who's looking in that direction. I think that she feels as though that this wasn't the right, and maybe she knew it all along from the Hierophant. She probably knew that it wasn't all right, but maybe her husband encouraged her and people around her encouraged her to do it. But it just seems to me that she did it, but I think that she was kind of like muscled into doing it.
It seems like she has dates up until July 26th.
Wow. That's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see, because when the weather get warm, maybe people will buy the tickets. I'm not going to rule her out, but it is, I mean, but back in those days, I wouldn't be surprised if she canceled either. Why? Because we as Americans, we're about to go through something too with the food shortages and other things. So we're about to carry the blunt of something for June and July. And I think that's going to really play a part. It's just so unfortunate that wasn't attuned to it. So, and for many people out there, no, it won't affect you, because there are people that are wealthy. There are people that are rich. There are people that live comfortable lives, got comfortable jobs, that they won't feel it. But for those that are poor, or for those that are lost their jobs, which are many, and still many are going to be laid off. So this is a dark time. And I think her timing was off. Her reasoning was off, but she sees this now. She see it, and she's humiliated by it. And I think that this is humiliating. She's humiliated, embarrassed. She's embarrassed. I mean, I would be. Mm-hmm. You used to doing it. You press the people. She hears what's going on, but it's nothing she could do about it. And so she's just going to go out there. She's going to give the best show she can. And I think that when it comes down to waiting and see how it is, because it might just get so bad in America. We don't know yet. It's up in the air. But we know we have some dark days ahead of us. And so when there are dark days, people don't want to be sitting in no concert. What do you think?
Exactly.
But I definitely see a celebration. And I see this celebration, it could be because when she do come to the decision of what is best for her and what is best for the show, I think it's going to be done because she's going to be well within herself when she do it. Like if she come to the agreement where I'm going to cut the show short, this is just not a good time, this is really bad, because that would make sense to do it, and you get your money back. That may happen, but if she continues to work on the show, she's going to be fixing it as she go along, critiquing it, because she's never going to give you no jump. That is just not who she is. So I do think that that must have been a very humiliating experience for her. She has never experienced anything like this. So it's humiliating, and yet she still show up. She's giving her best show. She had to add some songs to the show because the Cowboy Carter wasn't just doing it. I told you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and sometimes when you get things by default, you pay for that. A little bit of karma is in that to me, you know, because somebody who really should have got it. But because of your husband who loves you or whatever, clearly he got you that award. And I guess they was going to give it to you, but you had to have it. But I just don't think, I think out of all the music, I think that, no, that I like some of the songs on the album. I'm not taking nothing away from the album. And plus I love country. But what I am saying is that could have gone to somebody else, is what I'm saying. But because your husband made us think about it, and now it didn't bring in what you thought, but I knew that. I knew it. And I'm not saying that as a bad thing. I'm just saying you can play with your own mind and believe what you want to believe. But at the end of the day, the truth is in the pudding. And a lot of people out there said they love country. Where are they?
Mm-hmm.
So here it is. This is dawn, first light, favorable, period of time, early morning, another chance, approach. So here it is. I think that she's grappling with some things. I think she's struggling with some things. You know, I really do. I think that she is struggling with the show and the mishaps. I think she's trying to fix all of that. I really do. I'm sure people got fired or whatever. So, but what I definitely see for Beyonce, I definitely see that she's really, I don't know. I think the show is a struggle. I really do. And I think that this is embarrassing. I think that she feels as though it's humiliating. I think that the show must go on because of the true entertainer that she is. And she is an entertainer. And I think with this, she has to make up some decisions of what she's going to do. But right now, I think it's predicated on the American people and what's going to happen within the next couple of months. And let's see. And I think then she'll decide on whether or not she's going to cancel, or maybe people will start buying tickets. I can't imagine. Not when they start seeing the food shortages and things like that. So she's up against, and now she could see this was the wrong time to give the show. She sees it. She sees it. A tower showed up, a tower moment, an awakening moment where she was like, this, I shouldn't have did it. And like, I should have followed myself. I was comfortable. I should have just followed myself. I shouldn't have listened to what my loved ones or my husband or whatever talked me into doing it. But I guess, you know, I don't know. You have a question?
My question is, how does Beyonce feel about her kids?
I'm sure she loves her kid. She's got the hangman. I think that when I think of the hangman, I think of somebody that has separated themselves. And if you notice with the hangman, he's hanging on a tree. And to me, that tree is the root. And I think she loves her children. I really do. You could still be ashamed on one level because of the public. But I believe that she loves her kids. And I think that she's doing everything she can to keep Sir from the public because she can't handle the ridicule of her children. She can't handle it. It's not much of Sir because he wouldn't understand it. It's more so her. She can't handle it. Her and Jay-Z can't handle it. And that may be one of the reasons why they are moving out of the country, because they want to live a more private, secluded life. I don't know. But and also because they have businesses over there too that they want to get into. And I think by Jay-Z going through this thing has really did a damper on a lot. But right now, I really do believe that she's humiliated and embarrassed deep in herself. Nothing we will ever know. I think that she regret doing the show. I really do. I feel as though she was out of touch. And I think that she's seeing that in herself. You see, with the high priestess. And I think that even in the show, when she did it, I think she realized she was foolish. She didn't really look at the sign of the time. She really wasn't looking at it. She was just looking at that money because they need money. They need it. If they didn't need it, she wouldn't do the show like this. So just know she needs the money. But even though it's not a lot of people, she's still packing in a wallop of people, you know. But it has to be humiliating to go out there and know that they're empty seats. You probably have the lights down because at her shows, the lights are down. It's dark. You have lights on, but it's dark. And the only thing that's lit up is the stage. So she couldn't even see the audience, even if she wanted to, probably, because they got it so darkened. Well, anyway, whoever encouraged her to do this show, I think that, I think it was her husband. I think it was her husband who encouraged her to do it. And I think that she now, as a queen, I think she's sitting back and she's contemplating. So she's got to go until July, what?
26.
That's at the end of July. And I think it will be predicated. But like I said, if she cuts her show short, or if she goes and cuts some of the places and make it a little bit more thinner, just understand it would only be because of the people that's showing up. But right now, she's out to please and do the best she can. But for the most part, it's been a good show, but she's been dealing with a whole lot of problems with the set, with the people, with everything. So I wish her nothing but the best as she contemplates what she's going to do. But at this point, bringing out her daughter, they're like a part of the show. You know, they're part of the show. I mean, I want to go to a show now just to see Blue Ivy.
Yes.
You know, so she's doing it, but your fans, I think you ask for too much. And I think this is their way of talking back to you and saying enough is enough. And like I said, she does have one of her products in a regular store, Ultra, and I think Sephora hair oil that she has. That's a good thing. So I hope you enjoyed this reading on Beyonce. But she does love her kids. That's the family tree. And just imagine, you would never think that Beyonce would have a kid with a broken wing, you know, but that's life, isn't it? We all got our burdens to bear. None of us is perfect. All of us deal with something. And I just feel for her is that when she makes up her mind and what she's going to do, I think this load will be lifted off of her. And I think she'll be happy. But right now, she's just doing the best she can under the circumstances. And every night she go out, she just drown herself and just give the best show ever. And that's all she can do. But the cards are looking like she might cut it short, or she might cut out some shows. But it's not clear yet. I'll have to do another reading on her in a couple of months when I see the state of the United States. That's going to make a big difference. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this reading on Beyonce. And I tell you, if she brings Sir out, that would do it. That would blow me away.
Yes.
You know, so and if you looking at it, it does come off like she's ashamed. You know, and that could be a part of a tower moment too in her life, because that is from her past. But I see everything is moving. So the reading was about, is the show going to be cut short? It's rumored, and it could be, or shows could be short. But I think she's going to wait it out and see how it goes. And there's nothing wrong with that. Or she might finish it. I'm not sure. But I will come back and do another reading. It's too far out. And there's so many things that are going on in America that it's hard to look at it. She realizes this was a bad move. She realizes it now, but it's too late. She's in it. She's doing it. And so that's all I have. So if you have any comments or you want to add something or you think I missed something, please share with me. And But that's my reading on Beyonce. I thought it was pretty good. I learned a lot myself. But the cards are definitely saying that the show might be cut short. But if so, it would be due to a reason. It won't be, I'm just cutting it short. It would be for a reason. But I'm not clear in that. I would have to come back and read that in a couple of times because there's a whole lot of other things that are going on in America and the United States. And so I would have to see that, and then I would be able to give a more accurate read. Maybe I'll read sometime like at the end of June or something, and then I'll be able to see more closely what's going on. So I hope you enjoyed this reading on Beyonce and her concert. At what can go wrong, been going wrong in her concert, but she's been fixing it, and she's adding songs, she's doing everything, and she knows that this was a bad idea. Now, not when she did it, but now, and I believe that she was encouraged to do it. I don't think that this is what she wanted to do, but I think because of the need of money and the circumstances that they're in, I think she did it. And I think that she realized I just pushed too hard and it's too late, but she's doing what she's got to do. So I hope you enjoyed that reading. If you enjoyed that reading, please give us a thumbs up. We so appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, well, all do. Please subscribe. We want your subscription. Join the Sunflower family. You are welcome. And with that being said, I don't know what else to say. Is there anything else to say, baby Cone? I missed you on camera.
I miss being on camera.
She doesn't feel very well. So anyway, with that being said, you have a marvelous day. Sunflowers. And the lady that did our opening page in the music, this is her. If you're interested in getting a jingle or what do you call it, baby Cone? An intro, please give her a call or email her, put her up. And I thank you for joining us. And please give us thumbs up. Please, we really need your thumbs up if you enjoyed this reading. Or if you have a comment, please give me a comment.